Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a Valorant Day 1 Vyse setup video. It's been about 2 years since I've actually cared this much about a character in Valorant. Last one was Fade, and I figured that I might as well show the world the interesting things that I found for Vyse on Ascent so far. So, here we go. Okay, here are the things that I found on Ascent with Vyse. We're going to start with A because it's A, Ascent's basic. First off, you have, I think everybody's been thinking about some things a little too wrong. At the beginning of the round, throw this. Now, this is a lot of theory crafting, and I will say, but first off, you can't really just jiggle peek this without the possibility of being held from either here, wherever, right? So you have to come out, and you also want to make sure that you're putting it far out enough, and you wonder why I didn't put it all the way flush with the wall. That's because, realistically, if you put it over here, there's no way people are getting through that gap to do anything about jiggle peeking this, and you can't just jiggle peek main forever. Now, if they smoke you off heaven and you're playing here, guess what? Boom, bam. Now, the other thing with it being jiggle peaked is that if somebody does get pushed over that side, you cannot get traded. People cannot see past this metallic wall coming up if it's just a one-on-one here. And then you wonder, why did I replace a mine here? Boom, that goes off. Unless you are going very wide and making it cross after this wall goes up, you're probably going to be slowed. But also, if you place that as soon as the walls go down, they have to get pretty close to see it. And then bam. Now, that's that one. And that covers all of this. And of course, you want to have a flash somewhere like up there. Somewhere far right. Bam. This is also a pretty good flash for the entire site. Like, it covers pretty much everything you can need. Even if you're at Gen, unless somebody is hugging Gen this close because they are just such a good gamer and they already know. That's how that goes. Now, that's probably the best flash that I've found on this site so far. It kind of clears everything. There's another good one here that I did from heaven. You can also do that there. This is also a good post-plant one because it covers pretty much the same stuff too. Especially if people are coming in. You can swing off of that or whatever you may want to do. But if somebody's back here, cool, and you're playing Gen. Bam. Alright.
Retrieving flash.
Now the other thing, you've noticed that I got this there. This is probably going to be one of those, uh-oh, will this be a problem in pro play? I don't know if you can wall bang that from here. I don't have somebody on right now to test this with. But if you can just come flush with this box in the post plant and aim higher, of course, when I need to get the recording going. Flush, a little bit higher than the green boxes. It goes down. You can activate it. Comes up there. And of course, this is a post-plant wall. If somebody jumps out, that means that unless all three people jump down at the same time, you've let them get all the way out, and you already know. And you don't have a flash anywhere to hear for the jump out. Like, you don't have anything. Then that might be a problem. But if they come out, they've blocked off the rest of the team. Same with this one. Kind of a funky one. This gives you an advantage. Now, if this gets crossed while people are trying to flood out and do whatever, this is another no trade. It is a giant, unbreakable metal wall that cannot be shot through. You get your 1v1 on whatever side you need to take it. You've also noticed that I have razor vines up there. This is another one that if you can do the gen jump like consecutively, you can, but that wastes time. Basically, you want to wait, like aim at that line anywhere on this line.
Launching thorns.
I said anywhere on this line. There we go.
Thorns activated.
And that will give you anti-jet dash because you pop that, whichever one you want. Jet is now stuck there slowed, probably within her little air bubble, and you just have to sit there and eat it while people get to spam you while you're dashed up on top of Jen trying to clear things. And of course you have a flash anywhere. Come on. Flash anywhere. Bam. She has that. Nobody's coming out the site. Now you might be wondering, why didn't I just push any of the ones that are on site? Because you can, but there's a lot of wiggle room for these. Like if people cross this finally, like a team comes out and then you got the one, but then everybody else just floods out. It is what it is. So those are kind of the best things that I found directly on the site so far. There's also a flash that you can place here for one of those like interesting moments where maybe you get some hidden value on it. You placed it there, nobody noticed it. I wouldn't put too much stock into it. Then we come over to tree. I found two interesting ones. This one, again, you can't jiggle peek it. You have to be all the way out, trip it, cool, and then a flash somewhere about there. Bam, you get your one, and then you can figure out about razor vining for anybody else. And then same theory as main with this one. They have to be out. You probably get one person if they didn't jiggle peek it correctly. Bam. Now, I will say, interesting note, there's also that, where you can then possibly get some toes or something and somebody is locked over here, but that one requires a wider margin of error. So there's that if you want to try it. I don't have too much faith in that one. Probably stick with that one. Flashes. You can also send that through here, and that covers a lot of the area. You can also get it even further over here. If you aim right through there. Now it's further over, and it will catch pretty much anybody trying to do any shenanigans out here. Especially if they didn't notice it when you first did anything. Say there's a smoke there or a smoke there. Probably want to smoke here, if we're being honest, for some of these that I'm about to show in mid, but there's that. Now, the other thing is that, yes, these are all setups, but people forget this is a team game when talking about, oh, it's just going to happen. Ask your smoker to put smokes down, or your duelist or your initiator to also come with you for some of these things. So, or not even come with you, but maybe smoke off another angle while your flash is getting primed to go invisible or whatever. Now, this one, of course, classic. Everybody was going to talk about this and want to see this, so I just included that. But here's another one in which you want to put it on the angled wall. That way, if somebody does try to jiggle peek it or run past it, you just bam, 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 bam. You can also put your flash up there. Doom, doom, doom. You could put it right in your face. I don't recommend that, but you could probably do it here, right above you. But that's probably getting shot if people can see that. But that's there. The other thing about being here is that there's also the barrier goes up, and you have to be really careful with this one, because if it gets on the wrong side of those cages, it's going to stay there and not do anything. So you want to, pretty much any of these work, but if you can get it as high and as far out as possible once the barrier is like right here, because you can't do anything without the barrier. Bam, that's there. That covers, once again, the second somebody wants to come there, you know the information, clears all of here, clears top of cat. And the chances that somebody immediately saw that one, maybe. But again, ask them to smoke off, and then bam, you're good.
Retrieving flash.
Then we go over to why I have this one here. This is another one like early information. If somebody really can try it, bam. But as you can see, that's about the marker where you have to get above to try to not trip this. But why this? This is a post plant one where you're probably going to be rushing the site, break the door, put that behind you so you know if anybody's going to be over here, and then bam. Then you have extra information, and for that, I would put some razor vines here or something like that. I should also state for some of the razor vines back over here, they're razor vines. They're slow. You could do pretty much whatever. You're not going to melt anybody. You're just going to slow people. So besides the one that I liked here, just and the common sense one for Jet and that one, you can just do whatever when it comes to razor vines because they cover a pretty good size. If you want to do something basic, I would do that just every-ish round. But going back, I probably would not waste razor vines in this area either. And then this again for the post plant one, just while we're here. That covers that. And it also falls down. So the only place they can go is here if that pops and they're already past door. If they drop down, they're going to be stuck down. And you don't want to be stuck down. That means they can't swing out. For just being a defender, though, you have, bam, this one. Why this one? Well, again, can't just be jiggle peeked, but once they get out here, somebody crosses to go to switch or something like that, it is now sectioned off. And because Razor Vines does have Molly properties, you can place one there, and you stop whatever their team was doing while slowing down the person that was trying to come to switch. You can also place another one here if you really want. I don't think it's necessary, but you can do it. You also see that I have this wall here. Same kind of explanation with main. You want it a little bit further out. That way that people can't get past or do any shenanigans. Bam, they trip that. Now this one works twofold. If they come out and they're trying to either get to switch, alright, somebody switched it, now their team cannot go on to site because they got over here to get the switch. And now they're just out here, and of course that means Razor Vine time with pretty much enemies. And a flash that I like, surprisingly lower. You can do that basically while they're out. You catch the person that had to hit the switch. And you also have the people that are out. Unless they immediately tuck tail into the corner. You might ask why not putting it higher for some of these. This one's a good post plant one too. If you put it there for post plant, you play back here with your team or whatever. You can get information on pretty much anything you want. But higher isn't always better, contrary to popular belief. You can put it here. Person that's at switch, bam, nothing happens to them. You can put it over here if you really want. But hey, they came out. It works, but people are going to start looking for it over here. So if you want to, I would switch up between down and there. People won't expect those, especially not one down. You're pulling their aim down here to try to get it, and then you can pop off of it. So that's for the takes on that one. Of course, you have a basic wall, and this wall is experimental. You might get use out of this like once or twice. Another thing that's with Vyse is that people are trying to make her a whole bunch of things that she's not. I'm sorry to tell you this. She is a sentinel, not an initiator, no matter the fact that she has a flash. Cypher has smokes, but you don't call him a controller. And everybody wanted Chamber to be a duelist, not a duelist, just because he has gun. You get past here, you could put it a little bit out or closer, depending on how far people are clearing these jumps off of. Sorry, I'm too busy talking, trying to get that. They come off of here. depending on the height that they clear, they fall down. Bam. And a really good flash you want to put out is over
Blinding crash.
about there. Now, it can't be seen at 10 meters, 12, bam. Now, you might be wondering why here. Okay, first off,
Flashing.
it will catch anybody that's still over here. It will catch people up until about, was it here that I found?
Blinding.
Yeah, up until about there. It will catch people at boxes, and of course it will catch anybody coming out here. The thing with Vyse is that it's not a stay away from me like it is Killjoy. It's not a early information, in my opinion, like Cypher. It is you are trapped in here with me. You have razor vines after people jump off.
Rip and
People can't
tear.
come stairs.
Thorns activated.
You're playing back sight.
Flashing.
You got the information that people are coming tiles.
Flashing.
Flash them. Bam, bam. They're blind from there. Same, if you think that somebody was also coming up those stairs too. I don't recommend playing here because you'll get flashed by your own shit. But if you're here, got the information, you know somebody's trying to push you there, guess what? All of them are flashed.
Launching thorns.
Probably have razor
Thorns
vines
are live. Thorns activated.
along there. You can also put them here,
Tear. Thorns are live.
but they'll walk up on them and see them, shoot them.
Retrieving
You
flash.
can also,
Flash
of
plate.
course, put it here for post plant. You're playing backside, post plant, time's ticking.
Flashing.
Of course, you'll get everybody except for somebody hiding behind boxes. That's why I like that one over here.
Retrieving flash.
And I did that from stairs because it's easier to get from stairs. But there's another one if you can
Flash plate.
jump up there for the post plant, say you're in a rush. It kind of gets the same things. It's not going to get, obviously, here, which is why I prefer
Retrieving flash.
the one from stairs a little bit better. Those are the cool things that I found for Ascent so far. With it, now, people are also going to tell you, Barrier, do this one, if it will let me, which it isn't letting me all of a sudden.
Blinding
There we go. Early information, I don't think that's necessary.
Retrieving flash.
You have initiators for that. Probably a Sova, because this is Ascent. Probably Faye, because this is Ascent. KO, definitely, this is Ascent. Don't do it. You also might want to throw up this flash every now and again
Blinding crash.
and play stairs.
Blinding.
That way, when that gets triggered, you have somebody that is stuck here, full flashed, back here. Their team can't trade them out. Let's do that again, because they pop flash. You heard them hit switch. Person that is focused on switch is probably only going to get switch. Bam. And again, throw in
Launching thorns.
some razor vines in
Thorns
there,
activated. Rip and tear. Thorns activated.
or your whole setup.
Flashing.
Play off of it. Bam. Now, the other thing that I'll say that people are trying to do is like why the main theory over there won't work over here is because there's too much room to play and be okay.
Placing wall
You
trap.
put a wall there, somebody jiggle peeks it, you have to be playing market and hit the shot. You have to be cubby and hit the shot. And then say you flash them, they have all of this room to be okay with. If it's a jet, just triggers it, dashes across, and is playing cubby. I do not like anything like that. And same with this. This is too basic. You will just have at least 2 or 3 people out here. Maybe you pop your razor vines,
Launching
but you
thorns.
better not miss
Thorns are live.
any of the shots after you pop flash to get it. So that's why typically on Ascent, I preferred that. I know some other people have talked about doing it all the way out
Placing
here
wall trap.
for the same idea. You can. I'm showing that to you for your own discretion. Not my call. Again, these are post-plant ones where you can't jiggle peek it because it's not here. You have to come out and cross one of these. If you cross this, you have stopped your teammates that were coming out of market here. Bam. You cross this, trying to come out. Now you're either stuck over here and all of you have to go that way for 7 seconds, or you don't, and then they finally come. You're sectioned off and you can't get traded out. And then for this one, pop. Cool. If you really want to wide swing it or jiggle peek it, I don't recommend anybody do that. But again, you probably also have this flash. You also have to be careful with this one because if you end up getting it on the plants or anything,
Flash place. Blinding.
there's parts where it doesn't flash.
Retrieving flash.
Trying to find out where it was that it didn't flash.
Flashing.
Oh,
Retrieving flash.
why should I show you the wrong thing? Earlier, just be careful with the flowers. You don't really want to do that. But again, if you have it here,
Flashing.
you have any way to get cross there. That's another post-plant one.
Alright, that's everything that I've got for Vyse on Ascent so far. Day 1 impressions of some decent setups. If you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.